Welcome back. India has high hopes from Paris Olympics. India expects to do better than Tokyo Olympics, but it still has a long road ahead and the event itself needs to unfold. Now, games are being held in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. But even then, it is not without its woes, controversies and problems. But let me straight away go across to Kalikesh Singh Deo, India's Deputy Chef de Mission and lawmaker from the state of Odisha. Because we will directly speak to him about how India's performance is panning out, what is the mood in the camp, and how is the city shaping up. Please understand that, Paris being the most beautiful city, but is also very densely packed. And when we talk about Paris, it also becomes hot out there. And when we say hot out there, yes, it does. It can be 36 degrees. And this time, France is in a different experiment mode. It has organized Paris Olympics in the city. So when we talk about the Indian stars, and yes, we are talking about those who have made India proud, how is it happening in the city where they could not organize a swimming competition because of rains? And they spent $1.5 billion, yes, to clean up the river, and still they could not organize it. And even when the top officer of the city of Paris jumped inside the river, the real event could not take place. And most of all, the larger issue which really burst into the media was that village itself became an issue. Now let me toss to the conversation which Sarabjot had with Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
हेलो नमस्कार सर, मैं सरबजोत बात कर रही हूँ।
सरबजोत बहुत 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 बधाई।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
आपने देश का नाम भी बड़ा किया, देश का मान भी बड़ा किया।
हाँ जी।
और आपकी मेहनत रंग लाई है।
हाँ जी सर।
और मनु को भी मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत बधाई।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
और आपने आपके डिवीजन में थोड़े से रह गए, लेकिन आपने
हाँ जी बस वो
तो करके दिखा दिया।
हाँ जी, एक ही अटेम्प्ट से रह गया उसके अंदर में, बट कोई नहीं, नेक्स्ट ओलंपिक में और अच्छा करके जाएगा, उसकी तैयारी ज़्यादा अच्छी करेंगे।
नहीं, बहुत अच्छा किया है। लेकिन आप और मनु की जो टीम इस प्रकार से परफॉर्म कर रही है,
हाँ जी,
और एक बढ़िया टीम वर्क आपने दिखाया है,
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
उसका क्या कारण है?
उसका तो सर कुछ नहीं, बिकॉज 2019 से मतलब हम जैसे नेशनल्स में होते हैं तो उस टाइम पे भी काफ़ी अच्छी टीम होती है हमारी। हर बार मतलब नेशनल में गोल्ड लिया हमने, जैसे जूनियर वर्ल्ड कप हो गया और अदर वर्ल्ड कप्स हो गए, उसमें भी हमारे गोल्ड ही हैं ऑलमोस्ट सारे। तो काफ़ी अच्छा था एक्सपीरियंस, और नेक्स्ट टाइम होप करूँगा इससे अच्छा आपको मतलब गोल्ड।
आप मेहनत भी कर रहे हैं और लगन से कर रहे हैं।
यस सर।
तो मनु कहाँ बाहर गए हैं?
सर उसका भी डोप टेस्ट चल रहा है।
अच्छा,
हाँ जी।
देखिए, मनु को भी अभी 25 मीटर के लिए तैयारी करनी है।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, वो
मेरी
तो है।
तरफ से उसको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देना।
यस सर, जरूर।
और फिर से आपको दोनों को बहुत बहुत बधाई मेरी तरफ से।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
और वहाँ जो हमारे सब खिलाड़ी हैं,
हाँ जी,
उनको भी मेरी तरफ से शुभकामनाएं दे देना।
यस सर, यस जरूर।
बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं भैया।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच। जय हिंद।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
Now let me straight away go to Kalikesh Singh Deo, India's Deputy Chef de Mission from Paris. Kalikesh, thank you so much for joining me. How's the mood with the team?
Certainly upbeat. We've got not one but two medals after a stint of 12 years in shooting in the Olympics. And this are also the first two medals from India, I believe, so far. And we are still hopeful for more. We've had a stellar performance by Manu Bhaker, who's broken a record of a kind, to be the first woman Indian shooter to win a medal in the Olympics, and then the first Indian shooter to win two medals in a game. Probably an Indian athlete to win two consecutive medals in one game, one Olympic game. That's been a wonderful performance by her. Sarabjot and she got the bronze for the team today. And we've had a lot of close calls. The performance of Arjun Babuta, who was, who came fourth and lost the bronze by just one last shot, was very commendable. The mixed team for the air rifle did a great job coming at number 6 again. So it's been a great performance so far, and we are hoping for more in the time to come.
This Olympics has been organized in a city. It's very different from, I would say, Tokyo Olympics. It's very different from Beijing. Do you feel that change, Kalikesh? This whole newer way of organizing a sport around a city as beautiful as Paris?
Well, I wasn't there in Tokyo or the other Olympics. This is my first Olympics as the NRA acting president and deputy chef of the mission, and I'm in a place called Chatro where the shooting venue is. So that's 2.5 hours away from Paris. But I can understand the challenges of holding an Olympic Games in a city such as Paris. And, but Olympics is Olympics. So, that's the way it's going to be. And we are focused on getting our athletes to perform at the utmost and making sure things are provided for them as far as possible.
What sort of a mental tally you have kept? I'm sure you must have thought before leaving India, ye to hoke rahega. It's the thing. So what tally did you have in mind? Sort of a goal?
Well, we certainly hope to better Tokyo, in this Olympics. And as far as shooting was concerned, as I said before, we hadn't got a medal in Rio or Tokyo. The last one was London Olympics. We got 2, Gagan Narang and Vijay. And we hope to better that too. We've already got our 2 medals in comparison. And we are hoping to better that tally from London Olympics.
Kalikesh, what has happened in our shooting infrastructure in the last 20 years that we have started to produce global level talent? I'm not saying that we did not have talent 50 years ago, but it also boils down to training, infrastructure, environment. It's like startups in SFO, you require a different sort of a culture. So what has changed that, we are doing so well here?
So let me start with the medal winning by Abhinav Bindra and Gagan Narang and the others, which set an example for the youth of the country. Today, when we hold the nationals, we have about 10-15,000 shooters who are competing at the national level. It's amazing what's happened to shooting at the grassroots level. And as far as the team is concerned, you will see that the team has been performing consistently. We won the maximum number of medals in the Asian Games. We won the World Championship. We've got out of 24 quotas, we got 22 this time. And winning a quota to Olympics in a sport like shooting by itself is a big deal. And the competitiveness, at least in rifle, pistol, and even shotgun, is so intense that we have really good shooters who couldn't be part of this team this time. And we followed a very stringent procedure of Olympic selection trials, where we've tried to pick not only the best shooter, but also the best shooter in the best current form. And we've laid a lot of stress, learning from the mistakes of Tokyo and Rio. We've laid a lot of stress on mental training, strength, emotional training, support to the athletes, biofeedbacks upon their body mechanisms, as well as final simulation. So that the athletes
can you deconstruct it, Kalikesh, for a common viewer? You're talking about emotional stability. Can you take a normal viewer who's very happy to see these medals, but he does not understand the training which goes in? Can you just take him through that when you say emotional stability?
Okay, so shooting is a physical, individual, team, as well as a mental sport. The kind of pressure these shooters have faced, especially in an arena like the Olympics, even the best crumble. To give you an example, the number 1, number 2 in the world actually haven't gotten anywhere in this competition. And what we've tried to do in the last couple of years is, with a rigorous high-performance program, we've simulated not only the ranges that they are firing in today, but we've also simulated conditions where they are made to believe that they are actually in the Olympic finals, and their heartbeat is measured, their breath rate is measured, their resting rate is measured. the amount of seconds, microseconds, milliseconds they take to press the trigger and release the bullet is measured. And over thousands of such shots, feedback is given to the shooters and the coaches as to what their best probabilities are and when they got nervous, when they lost focus. So, science has increased tremendously, especially for sports science. And we are taking advantage of all the technological advances that are there in the world today. And I can say, and as we've proved, we are one of the best shooting teams in the world. And we are hoping to become better and better as time goes on.
Kalikesh, as the Indian contingent, people who have have flown in from India are being taken care of. There were a lot of reports in context of the beds which were there. A lot of athletes from other countries had moved out in context of cooling, food, bathroom sharing. Are you facing those problems, Kalikesh?
Well, Shatro, the place where the shooting venue is, that's where I'm based because of my interest in NRAI. As I said, 2.5 hours away from Paris, so there's not much of infrastructure around. But the French have done their best to give whatever they can. And ultimately, to be a part of the Olympic Games, I think athletes are glad that they are here. All our Indian athletes, majority of them, are staying in the Olympic Village. And yes, they are there to perform, and they are performing. I think the conditions could have may have been better if it was a little more organized, if it was a bigger city. But I don't think we should allow that to get in the way of our performance, and I'm glad the Indian athletes have not allowed that to happen.
Okay, and in context of the food and other things, are they well taken care of? People would like to know how our athletes and Indian because you represent India. Apart from being a lawmaker, you are representing me there. Are you guys being taken care of? You're representing me there. So are you guys being taken care of when it comes to the food habits and other things?
Food is standardized as it is in most Olympic villages. I mean, so if our athletes want to eat any Indian food, we're happy to take them out to an Indian restaurant. But yes, food is European in many ways and is standardized. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. But if somebody feels homesick, then there's always the good old proverbial chicken tikka restaurant they can go to. But again, we've gone through 5 days, 6 days already of competition. We have another 5 days. So I think all the athletes are keen to perform.
Kalikesh, before I let go for the last question, you didn't answer. Any tally you have in your mind in terms of numbers?
I always look. I have a lot of hope from my team. I have a lot of hope from the Indian team. I think they have done very well so far. They will do very well in the future. I don't want to give a number except to say that we are very close to our assessment of what we thought would happen. Manu missed the individual silver by just 0.1 score, right?
Whisker.
Not even a one score, the 0.1. Like a whisker. Arjun Babuta missed his bronze by just a whisker. Sarabjot missed his qualification into the finals by, again, inner 10. So he shot the same score. Just somebody else had a better bullseye score than him. And we've had 2 finalists, Ramita and Arjun Babuta, and we're going to have more finalists coming in. So I'm very hopeful that shooting will once again lead the pack for India in the medal tally as it did in Asian Games.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kalikesh, for joining me. And best of luck to you, your team, to the entire Indian contingent. Thank you so much. So this was the second part of the On Point. We directly went and spoke to Kalikesh Deo, who's Deputy Chef de Mission of the Indian contingent. So this was On Point number 2, but don't go away. I'll be back after a short break, and then I will play out the bite of the MP of Manipur Outer, Alfred's bite, and the response it received in Lok Sabha.